Hi, I'm Raya.
And I'm Brandon.
And you're watching
More Love with R&B.
And today we are continuing our series about the movie
The Photograph.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen our first review, then you should go watch that.
Yes.
And well, I mean, you don't necessarily have to come back. You can just stay here and watch this one and then go and watch the other one.
So today we're going to talk about why this movie is important to Black culture.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've already kind of addressed is that, you know, we really think the movie was well done, well written, the acting was good, the scenery was good, the plot was great.
Yeah.
So one of the great things about the movie is that you had these like two separate plot lines going. You had Isaac and Christina, and you had Michael and May, and then you're basically looking at these two stories unfolding at the same time, but they're happening in two separate time eras. And the time hop that it does, like I think a lot of movies would kind of confuse you. We're like, who's this? What's going on now? Like it doesn't get confusing at all. I think part of it is because one is like in the 80s and the other one's like now. So you can just look at like a car in the background and kind of tell what era you're in. But we loved how well it was done. I personally feel like the love in the movie was very well depicted.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem forced at all, so that would definitely speak highly of the acting. The acting was done well. You could really feel the emotion that the actors portrayed. You could also sense the vulnerability that the actors portrayed, specifically the two love interest couples, so your Michael and Mays and your Isaac and Christina's. You could feel the emotion that they felt for each other. So bravo, well done to those actors. Why we feel like this movie is important to Black culture is because it is a very classy movie. There's a lot of what we would consider like great representation of what it looks like to just go through the whims of falling in love with somebody and trying to figure out what that relationship looks like.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, it wasn't no like high drama. There wasn't no cheating. There wasn't a whole lot of like reality TV type stuff. And we feel like that stuff has its place. This was just a very smooth, classy romance movie. And we just haven't seen a whole lot of those in Black culture over the past 20 years. A lot of people were referencing like Love and Basketball. What was the other one?
Love Jones.
Love Jones. Like, those were great movies in their time as well. I mean, those are classics that people still watch. I can definitely see this being a classic 15, 20 years from now.
I agree.
People still going back, remember, like, yo, Michael and May, I'm telling you, hashtag Michael and May. Right here, I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a thing. Because you had, like, what? Q and Monica. You had Darius and Nina. Like, and they didn't even have hashtags back then. So I'm just saying, Michael and May is going to be a thing. I'm just going ahead and claiming right now. So to me, I think it's important because this shows that Black people can actually be hopeless romantics and just fall in love with each other without all the crazy drama that like reality TV would show, or that it's probably more of a picture of how normal.
Yeah, it's just a guy sees a girl, he likes her, pursues her, and they fall in love and share their life. Like, that's it.
And it's beautifully portrayed. Like, we even feel like the music score, like the music that is helping tell this story, is very chill, very low key. But even in moments where the emotion is high, it's jazzy, but it's just not a whole bunch of like, a whole bunch of stuff going on where you're just like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, it's just very well done, in my opinion. So I think this is a movie that when my kids get a little bit older, I would sit down and watch this with them. And when they're grown and they say, hey, I want to watch a movie with my fiance or with my wife, what are some old school movies that you feel like really like spoke to you back in your day? I would pick this movie. I would definitely pick the other two that we mentioned.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I would absolutely say like, yo, you gotta watch The Photograph, dog.
It's a very nice movie.
And the last thing we'll say is, I'm trying to think of like, what are like the rom-coms of recent? I feel like everything's been mostly about action movies.
Oh yeah, recently.
You know, like it's superhero movies. Like the past 20 years have been dominated by like Marvel and DC Comics. So you haven't really seen a whole lot of romance movies. I'm gonna go fact check that, so y'all ain't gotta check me right now, but I'm gonna definitely go fact check that.
Within the 20 years, they had the 50 Shades of Grey series, which I'm sorry, I cannot say that that's romance. I'm sorry.
I don't think it was intended to be romance, though, was it?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know a bunch of dudes that was like, oh yeah, that's romance though, because there are a lot of guys out there that remind me of Michael, where it's like, yo, like I'm just drawn to this girl, and I just want to talk to her. I could talk to her for hours. I just want to get to know her and be around her.
Yeah.
And it's like, this wasn't about, yo, like me string you up somewhere or strap you down. It was like,
no.
It was just like, look, let's go out and talk. Let's go hang out. It's like, to me, like I said, this is way more of an accurate depiction of what like regular black couples pursue and do in their romantic relationships.
Yeah.
So it's just good to have this kind of representation out in the movie
culture.
world.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I feel like is very important that we bring up in regards to this being, in our opinion, one of the best black romance movies in a long time, is that representation matters. It is very important to us that even us as a couple, or again, like if we have our kids grow up and they want to watch movies that are like, hey dad, hey mom, what's a real good romance movie? It's like we can actually point them to something with substance and that actually just focuses on the romance, not a whole bunch of drama, not a whole bunch of fighting and backbite, all that kind of stuff. Like this was just a really good love story. So it's really important to us that when we see like a really good love story, or we have friends, or like I said, our kids, that we want to show a good love story, that they can see themselves in a story that is purely about love, all about the romance, all about the guy going after the girl, and all the different nuances that entails. And this movie definitely gives you that. We really hope you guys like this video.
Yay!
If you did, give it a thumbs up.
Yes, please.
If you haven't seen The Photograph, please go watch it. We heard that, we just watched it during opening weekend and it was great. We're really hoping that it gets a lot more buzz and then more people go out and support it. I know when the Blu-ray comes out, we definitely buying that.
For sure.
Gotta have that in the arsenal. So we appreciate you guys watching. Hey, listen, if you agree, if you disagree, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
If there's a better movie that represents black romantic culture in the last 20 years, debate me. Change my mind.
Yes,
and go
please.
ahead and put that in the comments and let's chop it up about that.
Yay.
All right. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye, guys.